Estás escuchando The Bad Guy Show.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Ya te sabes lo que es D'shon El Villano. It's live, Dagr8fm Latino.com. You know what it is, The Bad Guy Show. I got a very special guest in the house. I got the homeboy, DJ EPPS, the mighty DJ EPPS. Pew, 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 pew.
What up, D? You good?
What's up, big bro?
Oh, man, it's a beautiful vibe over here. Good morning to everybody out there. You know what it is. What up, world?
Buenos dias a todos. Good morning, brother.
Yeah.
Yo, man, it's so great to have you here. Finally, you know, because I've been plotting on bringing you through for a minute, and I was just kind of like working up the courage to get to tell you, yo, bro. Can you come out here?
What courage, man. I was waiting. I'm like, damn, I did something for my dog. I can't wait to do something for him, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
thank you for you know, coming to one of my last parties at Playhouse, you know what I mean?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Nah, definitely, man. Got to meet the wife, and
wife.
you guys enjoyed yourself.
Yes,
I think she
very
enjoyed
much so.
herself more than you did.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy because I don't know if you remember, I mean, you know, we were colleagues from back in the PT's days.
Yes.
And I've been with her since then. You know what I'm saying? Like,
awesome.
You know, 14 years. And even in the PT days,
yeah.
You know, she used to go and work every now and then at a big event, taking pictures. She's a photographer and artist herself.
Yeah.
She loves that. She loves it more than me.
Listen,
oh man,
my wife's the same way,
yeah.
man. And when I just looked over to the corner to just check up on you, all I saw was her just flinging it like with a big old smile. I'm like, who's having fun here? Who hosting?
Yeah, I'm just kind of like looking at her and like, oh, God, she's having fun. She took over.
Word up, man.
She take charge kind of like, you know. But you know, it's so cool to finally have you here because. I feel that like in this Miami movement that is so, it's so big, but at the same time it's so small. Everybody knows everybody. I feel that we, you know, it's inevitable that we have all these kind of like people in common that know, you know, I know. So I'm kind of like doing this show where I'm kind of trying to bring everybody that knows everybody and just have a conversation with them and kind of see just how this. I like to know where people come from and what people think about the Miami movement. So that's what we're gonna get into. You know,
let's do it.
First of all, EPPS, you know, I read a little bit about you. So I know that you're born in New York.
Yeah, Harlem.
Right,
Harlem.
What was growing up like for you? Were you surrounded by the arts or music? What was that like for you?
I was surrounded by the music, but more Haitian music.
Okay.
I'm Haitian American, and my parents was always blasting the music on Sunday, just like Latinos do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I would go to Haitian parties and watch the DJ from the side, or be behind the DJ watching them. And just kind of like soaking it in, what he's doing and the equipment. You know, back in the days, we didn't really have it like this, the way we have it right now. It was more like, I'm going to bring my equalizer and my tape deck.
Big old
you know what I mean? It was all
right.
separated. And but I was enjoying it, so, you know, I was loving it. But at the same time, I would turn on the TV and watch Dr. Dre and
nice.
Ed Lover from Yo MTV Rap, and I see
yeah.
the turntables,
right,
and I see them doing their thing, and I'm like, you know what? And also listening to Red Alert or Funkmaster Flex on the radio, so I'm putting everything together, and I'm like, you know what? The DJ thing is something I would like to try to do. You know what I mean? I would go down to the Wiz and go get me some Salt and Pepper or Special Ed Sugar Hill Gang records and whatnot.
Take in the crates a little while and get some.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I wasn't a bad kid. Growing up in New York, I saw a lot of bad things. You know what I mean?
I can imagine.
Yeah, crack era, all that, man.
Sure.
I seen it, but never dwelled into it. Never you know, chill with any friends that was into that stuff. But you know, one day my mom was just like, you know what? She was tired of New York.
Right.
And she decided to hit the South and go to Miami. We had aunts over here, you know what I mean? And when she did that, she went first, and then I think I went a year or a year two afterwards.
So you grew up here in Miami?
They made me.
Yeah. What high school?
No, I mean, I grew up in New York, you know what I mean? But I came out here when I was 12 years old, so it was early 90s.
Well, you already had lived a substantial time out there.
Yeah, so, I did my elementary time in New York, and I witnessed it all. But at the same time, while I'm over there, I'm listening to the Tony Touch, the doo-wops, all the DJs. But at the same time, I couldn't go out to the clubs.
Right.
I was a kid. So when I got out here, it was wide open.
Right.
I really didn't hear any DJs. I heard of, when I first came out here, I would see DJ Chris, who's known as Classic right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He was doing this thing in some of these underground parties. Definitely ran into Uncle Al, rest in peace, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I would watch Waggy T, you know what I mean? I think when I came out here, I was more into reggae music before I jumped into hip hop.
Let me ask you about that. Like, growing up in New York, growing up just when hip hop hits, right? And I can imagine a lot of people during that time saw it as a fad, as something. It's just the kids doing it. It's a street thing. How was it that you fell in love with hip hop?
It was pretty much, once again, just listening to the music, man. Just growing up and listening to these DJs that were, there was some DJs that was DJing, but there was these other DJs like DJ Juice or Ranji, like they were using their 4-tracks and they were mixing these records like crazy. And while I'm in high school, I'm also chilling with DJ Craze. Like,
okay,
I'm in Killian, you know what I mean?
Right.
And he's in Braddock.
Right, Braddock.
But for some reason, we was always meeting up with each other.
Yeah, Craze.
Craze is a badass motherfucker.
Yeah,
excuse me, I could curse right
Yes,
now.
of course you can.
Okay, yeah, he was a badass motherfucker, you know what I mean? So I would go to his house and I would see him create these routines, and I'm like, damn it, man, this guy is a bad, and and I would pick up some hints from him, and at the same time, I'm learning about Kid Capri, which is one of my favorite DJs of all time. So my partying, my partying DJ skills, came from that type of era. So I'm falling in love with the music at that time.
You were in high school.
Yeah. Tribe Called Quest, Nas.
Was that the time that you said, you know what, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, definitely. I knew what I wanted to do, but I definitely it hit me in the ass like, yo, you know what? Throw a hooky party at the house while mom is gone. You know what I mean? and DJ your own party.
Right.
Go DJ some auditorium parties at the school.
Nice.
And at these times, for some reason, I ran into a famous comedian, Finesse Mitchell, as we know him now. He does SNL and all that stuff.
Sounds familiar.
And he was on Caddyshack. He was over with the dreads and everything.
Okay.
But he also was a frat member in UM, and UM was forever throwing parties. And he was like, yo, EPPS, come over here and do these parties for me. And that's
talking like what, like early 90s?
Yeah, early 90s, and that kind of like really stepped my name out into that South Dade County area, you know what I mean? And then, I learned about South Beach, and then I started walking on South Beach after doing a party with Craze somewhere. I think it was the Gate or something like that. And I'm walking around the Washington Avenue with my crate, and I'm listening to this club just playing hip hop. I'm like, damn, they thumping in there. So I walked up to the door guy, which is his name was Rich, tall as hell. You know what I mean? And I looked up. I said, yo, what's up?
And you're a tall guy.
No, I'm a tall guy, but he was tall. So I literally looked up and I was like, yo, what's up, man? Can I come in there? Can I come check it out? Or can I rock?
Yeah.
And he looked down at me. He was like, yo, little homie, you could come here and you could rock. You could do a set. How about this? You rock this party, I'll let you do it every Friday.
Shut up.
My bad, every Monday.
What?
And I was like, I bet. It was a little intimidating. And I'm looking at him like, oh, Lord. So I went and did the thing, and I rocked it.
Yeah.
And he was like,
nice.
yo, and that party was called the Sugar Shack.
Okay.
And that's how I helped him create that being a legendary hip-hop party. One of the first legendary hip hop party on South Beach. Yeah, because everything was more house.
Okay.
Pop.
So yeah, because you're walking down, you're hearing hip hop, and it's like different from everything else, every other club that's playing. I can imagine. Difference being now every club is bumping the same kind of music, pretty much. All that, what I'm saying, whatever's on the radio, top 40. But back then it was like.
Yeah, you would hear that sound coming out the club, and you're like, I want to go in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and then on that time too, you got DJs like myself screaming on the microphone, and then you hear the crowd singing along with the song. So it's like, damn, man, I'm definitely going in there, man. That shit sounds like it's nothing.
That's just live.
Yeah. So at that time, you got a lot of hip hop heads from New York, even in California, always wanting to come to South Beach, Miami, because Miami is the mecca. It is what it is.
And has always been, right?
But at that time, once you had hit land, when you get there, all them artists wanted to go to a party, and I'm the only one throwing a hip hop party on South Beach.
Damn. So you got all the people
man,
coming
yo, Wu-Tang will come through,
Wow.
Beatnuts, Eminem, you know what I mean, Diddy, Puff at the time, you know what I mean? They would come to these parties, and then you would have hip hop conventions too, like How Can I Be Down, the Mix Show Power Summit. These things started growing, and hip hop on South Beach started getting bigger and bigger. And then, you know, there was another legendary party that happened on South Beach called Fat Black Pussycat at Liquid.
Okay.
And, you know, that big room was more hip hop, disco, funk, but they had a back room that was a hip hop. And it was like...
And you would work that?
Yeah, man. Yeah. It was hard to get into that party, man. I remember I would stand outside. It was a backdoor entrance. They would pick and choose who to come in.
Like
you know what I mean?
That,
Yeah, you couldn't come in that thing. And then next you know, once again, I'm sitting there with my crate, and for some reason, something happened to the resident DJ that day. I don't know if he got fired. Something happened.
And they needed somebody right there.
And they needed somebody right then and there.
And you were
right there. And they were like, yo, you, come here for a minute.
What?
It was right.
Talk about being at the right place at the right time, right?
The story of my life.
Wow.
Story of my life.
That's incredible.
D. Like, right time, right place, right position. And they were like, yo, come here, man. Yo, you go rock that party upstairs right quick. Damn. And I did that. And they gave me a job every week, man. And that became a legendary party. Also that the high ends of hip hop or actors would come in.
Okay.
So, believe it or not, I would have Michael Jordan in my fucking DJ booth. I would have Jerry Seinfeld. I would have Little Kim. I would have Biggie. I would have Bobby Whitney in each side.
That's crazy, EPPS.
These guys tipping me like hundreds of dollars just to play their favorite song or play their song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what kind of everybody looked at me like, that DJ's a star. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, you know, my name just kind of grew, and that's how Day Connie made me.
You know, it's inevitable. Like, you are one of the top DJs from Miami and in the country.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, I've been able to kind of see, you know, just from like a fan's perspective, how you have like grown and how you've graduated and evolved with the times. You know, sometimes some DJs, some artists, you know, they have their moment and they kind of fizzle out, or they peak too soon, or you know, whatever the situation is, or they're not able to change with the times. You know, and you know, undoubtedly, like the last like 10 years, like everything has changed so much, from like phones to like the technology, the access to technology. Coming back a little bit after that was, well, my point with saying all that is that that you've been able to you know, progress with the times, and
to add on to that too, like I seen it myself, like. There have been DJs that fizzled out, and I wonder what happened to them.
Really?
And it could be like, you know, they couldn't keep up with the time. They couldn't keep up with the technology, like you said.
Right.
They might have, and all respect to them, they might have want to pay more attention to the family instead of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Some DJs, you know, great example, Khaled. You know, just like took his brand and just went shot to the stars.
Just fucking,
you know what I mean?
Brother.
And
it's incredible to see.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And like Pitbull himself, they never came back. That's how I see it. That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
You mentioned Khaled. Is that something that you see for yourself? Is it taking your brand to that kind of height?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you are what everybody would wish you should be.
I see.
But at the same time, there's people back at home waiting for you to come. You know, you got a big record label, and there's nothing against him. I love him to death. He's doing a great job. But at the same time, the real is that there's just artists back at home waiting to
To get
a shot. And
yeah.
you one of those dudes that can make that happen. You know what I mean?
Gatekeepers, as they say.
One of those gatekeepers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, so you said it yourself. They blown up too fast, but at the same time they didn't come back. Now there's other DJs too that are just comfortable. You know what I mean? Me, I feel like I'm in the middle. I'm comfortable, but I'm still progressing. Definitely. And that's where I'm still here, but I'm still out there. You know what I mean? So I keep that balance.
You do a lot.
I keep that balance.
At what point did you reach the radio for the first time?
That was back in the beginning era when Uncle Al was here too. You know what I mean? 99 Jams, I guess, at one point decided that they wanted to bring a lot of DJs.
Okay.
So they brought in Uncle Al, they brought in EPPS, they brought in Irene, they brought in Khaled. You know what I mean? I think Khaled probably ate the most out of that. You know what I mean? But when Uncle Luke decided to do a show, and for 99 Jams, he brought us, some of us DJs, to do a set for that show.
Okay. So
after that, you know what I mean? It just kind of grew that I was hanging with 99 Jams, but at the same time, I felt like that station, it's a great station. It always will be a great station, but I don't think they used my platform. They didn't use my brand the way they should have.
Okay.
So, there was times that a new station came along, and then 103.5 The B came.
Right.
And I felt like, you know what? They given me an opportunity to rep them and be in a better position than I was in 99 Jams.
Sure.
So I had to, I was like, you know what? Let me go do that. I did that, and I stayed with them to the ship sink.
Okay.
Because that was back, I think, 2005.
Okay.
And it was Clear Channel at that time. It was an iHeart. So I don't know, for whatever reason, I guess they couldn't keep up with their time, or
they sold it to iHeart.
They sold it to iHeart, and iHeart was switching up and doing their thing. So that left me like not doing radio for a minute. And this is where you said that some DJs fizzles out.
Right.
And Miami, with my career, it's two things. Miami probably thought I fizzled out.
Okay.
I outgrew myself out of Miami. This is where a DJ says, I've done so much here in Miami, I got to get out this box.
Right. And you did that.
I went to Germany, I went to Italy, I went to London for about 10 years straight.
Wow.
Tony Touch gave me an opportunity. He was doing it. He was going back and forth over there. And there was one show that he couldn't do. And he decided to hit me up and say, yo, EPPS, can you run over there and
shut up? That's so awesome.
Can you go do something, take over this tour for me? Because I can't do it, because I think he was doing something else with radio or whatever. And so I went over there and I did my show, and our agency loved me so much that he was like, yo, EPPS, how do you feel like coming back next month?
Wow.
EPPS, how you feel like coming back next month? Next month. Man, if I wasn't going every month, I was going every other month for 10 years.
Really?
All around Europe, Asia, witnessing Switzerland.
What a blessing.
China.
Incredible.
Oh, man, I was loving it. Learning about pounds, learning about euros, learning about
the other cultures.
Yeah, man, eating those type of food, getting a little fat. But, at the same time, there's no other DJ that really get to go touch that other side of the world like that. So I was doing that, you know what I mean? So while I'm doing this, this was an era where,
we're talking like mid-2000s?
Yeah, you know what I mean? And mind you, it was the beginning of 2000, matter of fact. It was 2000 to 2010.
Oh, wow.
And all of us DJs kind of like elevated, you know what I mean? Mauricio went his way. Khaled went his way, Irie went his way, I went my way. But my way was like not here.
Right.
You know what I mean? So these guys are always here. So it looked like I
disappeared.
I disappeared or I fizzled out. But if anybody knows about me and my career and knows what I was doing, they knew that I was on the other side of the world. Yeah, doing something else.
Right.
But, as I'm doing that, I'm hearing back at home that, EPPS got blackballed in Miami. I'm like,
really?
I'm like, how did I get
And who
that?
would blackball you?
And I'm hearing this, and I would ask around these type of questions you just asked right now. So I remember also that I picked up a job from 50 Cent. This was a time that, 50 was really feuding with Fat Joe and
so this is just after he was right on top of the world with
pretty much
with Get Rich or Die Trying, because he was like the biggest artist for like 3-4 years, and then he brought in G Unit, kept it going. So you took a job from 50, huh?
Well, at these times, these big artists will look at some of us as a helping hand to promote their record in our market.
Okay.
So Khaled had Violator, the account, and I guess he Violator at the time was managing 50.
Okay.
So the beef started between 50 and Fat Joe. Guess what? Khaled had to make a decision.
Sure he did.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so he made the decision, and I knew the decision what he was gonna make at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It's a loyal situation.
Of course.
Unless, you need the money, but at that time I don't think Khaled needed the money, you know what I mean? He could branch off and do something else. So he got rid of the account. He didn't even tell 50. He didn't tell Violator. He just took the wrap off the truck. Like,
holy shit.
Yeah, he immediately took it off, you know what I mean? Like, to save face with,
of course,
with his boy, you know what I mean? And I totally understand it. So I get a call from 50 and Sha Money, and they're like, yo, man, this is what happened. We need somebody to take over the account. And I was like, what you need me to do? And it was like, yo, you know what I mean? We took the rims off. I guess they gave Khaled some rims to put on his truck. They took it off the truck. And then it was like, yo, do you have a truck so we could put these rims on and we'll wrap your truck? I was like, nah. I was rolling around in a little Quest van at that time. You know what I mean? One of those Nissan Quest vans.
Right.
And, yo, 50 shot me money to
he upgraded you.
Yeah. He's like, yo, go get yourself a truck.
And put these rims on him.
I was like, you serious?
Shit.
So I got myself a Yukon.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And I forever thank him for that, because he showed me how to upgrade my life and how to promote and how to guerrilla market and stuff like that. So yeah, man. So once
Talk about being at the right place at the right time, always, right?
Right time, man.
That should be the name of your next.
But at the same time, too, that just shows you. Even though I was out doing stuff in Germany and Switzerland and Europe and stuff like that, I'm still the man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when he gave me that position to do that for him, it was right dead in the middle of Get Rich or Die Trying. So you gotta think about how 50 feels like, damn, these niggas try to sabotage me right when I'm about to come out. You know what I mean? So when it came to marketing and promotion, like, they really had it for each other. You know what I mean? So I took the job. I did it. I'm G-Unit all over the place. They call me a G-Unit DJ, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Miami, I'm holding down 50.
Yeah.
But, them boys over there looking at me like...
I was going to ask you, did that bring any kind of like friction between you and Khaled?
It did. Unnecessary friction.
Unnecessary.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I look at it as, nigga, I don't give a fuck what y'all think.
Right.
You're not paying me. You know what I mean? They pay me. I'm getting a job. I'm learning how to, do things. Let me live. But they looked at me as an enemy.
Kind of like,
not really an enemy.
Well, you couldn't be a traitor because it wasn't like you.
They looked at me like a cool cop, but stay over there.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know how a police? You
Yeah.
cool. You fuck with him, but nigga stay over there.
Right.
That's how they looked at me.
That's whack.
You know what I mean?
That's whack.
And even some of Fat Joe's, side guys that's not with him to this day, you know what I mean, would try me, but it didn't succeed, you know what I mean?
That's good.
You know what I mean? Because they know who I am and what I do out here, and at the end of the day, it's one phone call to Little Haiti and it's a wrap. Sure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just showed them that, okay, EPPS is with G Unit. These niggas is with Fat Joe and them.
Yeah.
So it made it look like we had beef.
Right.
But really, it was never no beef. Never. Ever. No fist fight, no nothing.
Right. How about now, coming out of all that? Do you guys talk now? You guys have a better relationship now?
Yeah, man. Like
that's just dope.
Listen, when that shit died out, like I remember I was with Power 96 at one time, and I was in the backstage, and you know I'm chilling back there. You know me, I'm dolo. I don't roll with no crew, nothing like that. So I'm by myself. And Fat Joe rolls in the back, and I could tell people are looking around like they're like, oh shit, what's about to go down? You know what I mean? And Joe Joe just comes up to me and was like, yo man, let's go over here to the side and talk.
This is during the feud, or this is after?
This was, I want to say it was after the feud, but still he was not talking to 50 Cent.
Right.
It was a little after. You know what I mean? You know, it died out, but he still wasn't talking to 50.
Okay.
But he came in the back and in the concert, and he pulls me over and he was like, yo, let's go talk over here in the side. And I'm like, talk on the side, man. Whatever you want to talk about, let's do it right here. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't no side nigga. Like,
yeah.
And he was like, EPPS, come on, man, let's go talk. And he puts a pound down like that. And, you know, respectfully, I was like, you know, I give him pound, and we walked over. He was like, yo, EPPS, you know, you're a good nigga. Like, nobody beefs with you. Like, let's just dead this. Like, awesome. I was like, that's dead what?
Yeah.
There was nothing to be
right.
started.
That tells you a lot about where their mentality was at.
Well, you know, I don't want to say there, because the other ones was trying me just to make his boss look good.
Right.
Make that boss look good.
Okay.
But Joe, I love Joe. Like, you know what I mean? Even for him to do that and come up to me and say, and I told him, I was like, yo, Joe, never had beef with you. Like, you're one of my favorite rappers. Like, I grew up on you. Like, you know what I mean? I get it. You know what I mean? Guilty by association. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was never a problem. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever you need, I got your back. Let's work, whatever. And, you know, we squashed it from there. And ever since then, man, it's always been love, you know what I mean? And for me to even see when, and you know, rest in peace, my boy Chris Lighty, our boy Chris Lighty. You know, for them to see, you know, I forgot what show it was, and, you know, they was both on stage and they gave each other pound. For me, it gave me a relief of hip-hop, like,
right.
Finally.
Kind of like when Nas and Jay.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, finally, man.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You guys know y'all don't have beef with each other, man. Just, you know,
And they had so many people in common, and Storch was producing a lot of stuff, and Jay supposedly was in there with Storch when he was producing stuff for 50. So it was like, what's the... But you know what? I mean, that also, unfortunately, stuff like that does drive record sales sometimes. And it, you know, and it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm glad to hear that you came out of that unscathed and a bigger person, and you got, you know... I can imagine that now, because of that conversation that you had with Joe, you guys have even a better relationship now than before.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you know, it's not like we call each other but definitely when we see each other, it's a hug, it's a smile, it's a pound, it's what's up, you know what I mean? And, you know, if you got a new record, let me know, let me go break that for you. Definitely, you know what I mean? So, you know, coming out of that era, you know, I learned that the streets was saying that Fat Joe and Khaled blackballed me, going back to what we were saying. You know what I mean? And I was like, so that's the blackball? Like, you think niggas didn't give me a job? No, that's not what it was. I was on the other side of the world doing what I do.
Yeah.
But since y'all think I'm getting blackballed, since you think I fizzled out, let me come back to Miami. Let me
show you what's what.
Yeah, let me show you what's, like, who the real hustler, the real guy is.
And
you know
why did you show him proof? Went from a quest to the Yukon on red.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I came back, you know what I mean? I built my family, my beautiful family.
You do have a beautiful family,
yeah, appreciate that, man. You know, I started 1035 The Beat was coming back with iHeart, so I knocked that out with them and started doing more clubs, you know what I mean? Live at the moment was one of the top Sunday clubs. And me and my partners from Europe came to Miami and went up against the big dog Liv and do a party called Bamboo.
Oh, I remember Bamboo.
You know what I mean? And we successfully did it, you know what I mean? So, you know, that shit helped me elevate my name back up into the market. Like, yo, you know what I mean? Damn, this nigga EPPS is, you know what I mean?
You could, if there's anything, your middle name should be consistent. Okay?
Damn right, Dan and humble, you know what I mean?
Because let me tell you, man, definitely, that's something that I've always seen of you, that like no matter, even like listen, even when we used to work at PTs, it would surprise me to see you come in on a Saturday, because it's like, yo, that it takes humility to like work not for nothing. I mean, I love Carlos and you know everything. That was a little hole in the wall type of thing.
It
you know
was, but at the same time,
you know, you're out there and you're packing the place every Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, and
that was part of me coming back.
You know,
like I felt like, okay, there's really no clubs no more. Yeah, we had a Cameo on South Beach, and I was doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At one point, but before PTs, before Cameo, I was doing PTs, and PTs was, it was a hole in the wall, but at the same time, it was in the hood. At the end of the day, sometimes in your career you need the hood to understand that you need their back and you got their back.
Right. So that was part of that.
That was like, you know, and it was hood, but it wasn't that hood.
No, I mean,
we've been to some hood parties.
Yes, of course, no. But I mean,
you gotta admit,
a lot of shit went down in PT.
Yeah, it has. But at the same time,
it's not no Centro Español or nothing. But a lot of shit went down in PT. You know.
But at the same time, it was a lovely moment because, you know,
it was.
You know, it's like I felt like I brought Latinos and black together.
You did, man. You did.
On one night, you know what I mean? And we partied, we did as much as we can. And then after that, you know, I started doing my own parties with the firm at Cameo on South Beach. And, you know, started doing that. And you know, and just started learning how to, well, I don't want to say learning how to, because this is something I've learned ever since I moved to Miami as a DJ, is promote your own party.
Okay.
Don't wait for no promoters.
Right.
Do your own parties.
Strategy.
Most of these DJs, I think that's why they fizzle out, because they're waiting for a promoter to book them, and they ain't really no good promoters nowadays.
You got to build your own shit.
So I built my own shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Big Mo gave me an opportunity to build my own shit.
Shout out to Big Mo.
Yes, definitely, man.
Yeah.
Big Mo gave me my opportunity to build my own shit at PTs.
Yeah.
Playhouse gave me my opportunity to build my own shit on a Monday night. You know what I mean?
Right.
Cameo on a Saturday night.
And you keep grinding, man. That's just fucking. You're on the radio. You're in these clubs. You're doing the big shows. You're lounging with the big people. And here you are, humble enough to come down to Dagr8fm and have a conversation with me, man. I really do appreciate that.
Well,
bro.
you know, I feel like I gotta give back, not just to you, but just to the community, to let them know that, yo, you know, and the world, because, you know, we you know, everybody download the app, you know what I mean, and you know, check out what's going on inside the market of my market, Miami. You know
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna go into some music real quick, but I wanna remind you or tell you this. But the first time I met you was probably like 2006. Okay, a buddy of mine from Germany, a DJ called DJ All the Wicked, introduced us. We were right outside of what used to be the Vagabond in what's now Whitwood.
I call it Vagabond.
Okay. You remember that place?
I
right?
do.
I remember he said, "Oh, this is DJ EPPS. I know him real quick. Hey, what's up?" And we met real quick right there. And then we didn't meet again until PTs. But meeting you that time was like, you were like one of the first like stars that I met. Like, I was starting.
Stop playing, man.
Yo, man, back then you were. DJ EPPS has always been DJ EPPS. You know what I mean? And just the fact that my DJ buddy from Germany was there, he knew of you from Germany. You know what I mean? So he was here, and I don't know who he met you through, but whatever. Shout out to DJ.
I probably did one of his party out there, and it probably made him, you know, I don't want to say feel good that, you know, he came to our city and he's like me introducing, you know what I mean? So yeah, I get it. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
That's what's up. Yeah.
You know, So that was yeah, it's a small world. So I'm gonna go into a couple tracks, and we'll come right back, and we'll keep talking. This is a D'shon El Villano, the Bad Guy Show. I got the homie DJ EPPS in the cribbo. We live, Dagr8fm Latino.com, Dagr8fm Latino, ya tú sabes. Zafase. My boule, my people, was good. Yo, such a pleasure to have you here, man.
Appreciate that.
So, what does the future hold right now for DJ EPPS? What are you working on? What projects are you doing right now, and what is coming for DJ EPPS?
You know, I always want to be more lean towards the acting side. I want to do more TV because I think that's what that's where the world and technology is really going to. You know what I mean?
Have you done acting? Have you done stuff?
I mean, my own videos.
And
In my videos, like
nice.
Beats and Bars, I act in all 23 episodes. So
wow.
yeah, I have, and I've done some movies with that involve Kodak Black and some other people.
Okay.
So you know, I feel like I want to jump into that field and do that. You know what I mean? Especially learning how to work with Roku TV and Netflix and Fire TV and all of that. So I'm looking to get into that field, and thanks to Brandstar, they've been hooking it up with me to make that happen. Also, definitely, working on music as well. Definitely with We Dem Zoes and shout to Green Mas Mecca Stitches. You know what I mean? One of the hottest group coming out of Miami, Florida. We Dem Zoes, lift them up.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Looking to work more in the music side with that, but at the same time too, the brand is just always getting bigger.
Yeah.
To help out artists, to help out businesses, to help out families. You know what I mean? EPPS is just not a DJ. You know what I mean? He's here to.
EPPS is a movement.
Yeah, definitely.
Know that, people.
Definitely.
That's
why when they said, "Yo, how can I be part of Team EPPS?" To little that you are Team EPPS.
Okay.
Team EPPS is a movement. You know what I mean? If you love the EPPS brand, you Team EPPS. D'shon is Team EPPS.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? So that's how that works. So yeah, man. Just looking to elevate myself, and with me, my life surprises me with what I want to do next. So, yeah, there was a point in time I said I didn't want to really do local radio stations no more.
Really?
I need to be on Sirius XM.
Okay.
And guess what? LL came and got me out of the pandemic.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
And gave me my own show on Sirius XM.
Yeah.
That's 9 o'clock every Saturday and 1 o'clock in the morning, the Saturday night ride on Sirius XM channel 43.
So
Rock
Saturday
Rebels.
at 9?
Yeah.
And at what?
Yeah, because in case you missed the show at 9 o'clock, it'll replay at 1 o'clock in the morning. We call it the ride back, because I notice a lot of people are driving from California to Vegas or Miami to wherever, man.
Yeah, late night.
And at the same time, Rock the Bell is one of the top stations on Sirius XM. So,
wow.
I'm glad that LL gave me an opportunity to do my own show on there. So, big shout to Todd for that. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you this, all right? Because you're cool with LL. You've got to meet a lot of people that, in my eyes, they're like heroes to me personally.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What does that feel like, man? To kind of brush shoulders with your heroes, with some of your heroes.
Well, that's something I was not expecting. At
nice
all.
wordplay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
That was not in my playbook. Yeah, you know what I mean? That was not in my playbook for LL to one day be, my boss, a good friend at that too. You know what I mean?
Incredible.
And let me rock on his station. That was not a plan at all. It just God gave it to me, man, and that's the good thing about always praying and just hoping for the best for your future. That certain things will land on your plate at the right time, at the right.
It's very true. No, that's very true. A lot of things, like what I was saying before, being in the right place at the right time, right? But a lot of it also is being prepared as far as preparation in life. You know what I'm saying? Having the skills to do what you're called to do, right? So being in the right place at the right time isn't nothing if you don't know how to do the thing that needs to be done at that moment. So if in your case, you were outside that door and you didn't have your crate with you, or if you weren't a DJ at that point, and they said, I need a DJ, that wouldn't have been you.
Exactly, man. Even with the pandemic, man, like, all clubs shut down.
Right.
Had no clue what that.
How was that? How was that for you? How did they treat you?
It was kind of scary when they say there's no more clubs right now, and that's what I'm used to. Like, you know what I mean? Every weekend or weekdays, that's what I'm used to.
Right.
Go shutting down the clubs and making people feel good, and it just completely just disappears. It was kind of scary, but.
Did it affect your mood a little bit to not be able to feel that dopamine? Man.
Okay, couple of things. One, it did scare me to a point where it's like, okay, what do I want to do next? I'm kind of, because I'm also getting bored of the clubs.
Okay.
In Miami, there really ain't no clubs like how we used to have it, like club space, like
10,
you know what I mean?
Years
yeah,
ago.
you know what I mean? Everything is more strip clubs. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I'm tired of playing the songs not for just that one girl. You know what I mean? So she go do her dance. The drive, I lost it. So I'm like, damn, man, let me figure out what else I want to do besides DJing. So that was one thing. Two, wifey looked at me and was like, oh, you finally got a year off. And I looked at it, I was like, you know what? That's how I need to look at it. Like, I've been grinding so much.
Matter of perspective, huh?
That I need to take it as I'm taking a year off. Like, I need to relax. I need to, think about what's coming up in the future. I need to just chill with my family.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And, thanks to my wife for putting that in my head, because I was kind of losing it a little bit, like wondering what the hell I'm going to do next.
Wow.
And then now I'm on the gram, you know what I mean, looking at D-Nice doing what he does. I'm like, and everybody's hitting me up like, yo, EPPS, get on the live and spin for us, man. And I'm like, now, I also decorated this studio in my room that I use.
I see that. I see the decoration in there.
Yeah, I use it, but I don't use it.
Right.
So, and this studio's been built ever since I invested in that house.
And you just had to put it to use.
Yeah, I was just like, I just gotta make a studio just for me, just my little cave. You know what I mean?
Cave.
Yeah, you know what I mean? My little boom room for myself. You know what I mean? But it was just a DJ room. It wasn't really a studio.
Okay.
But that was God telling me, like, listen, you did this, and I promise you in about a year and a half, you're gonna put this room to use.
Wow.
I didn't know that was happening.
Right.
You know what I mean? The pandemic hit. I'm looking at D-Nice doing this. I'm like, and everybody's calling me like, yo, EPPS, get on the live, man. DJ for us, man. We bored.
Yeah.
I was like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, but I just don't want to do what D-Nice is doing. I want to do something more,
your own.
more different. You know what I mean? I don't want to look like I'm copying him.
Sure.
So,
gotta make it your own.
I seen other DJs jump on the live and they did the same thing, but I was like, how can I be different? For already, one, there was DJs DJing in their kitchen counter. I was like, I ain't doing that shit. You know what I mean? But my room is decorated. That was step one. Two, start playing. Do what you known to do. Help break people's new music.
Okay.
So I started playing new music along with the music that's already out there, making people feel good, making it a mix show. And then all of a sudden, it looks like my shit is a radio station live in your face on Instagram.
Right.
To this point, they calling it like, yo, you like the underground radio station on Instagram right about now.
What?
You know what I mean? And now, being consistent with it, Monday to Friday at 10 o'clock, EPPS is on the gram doing your show.
I've always been curious. Does the gram fuck with the copyrights? Like, because you're putting on music that's copyrighted. Because if you wanted to do that, let's say on a live on YouTube, they shut you down.
D, I'm about to give you some shit that, usually if I tell anybody, I'm going to have to kill him after that.
Oh, no.
But you my guy.
Okay, I mean,
you know what I mean? The world, I love y'all. I'm just going to give you a little hint, but I can't give you all of it.
Okay.
But as I'm doing this, you know, anybody and everybody that's doing radio, that's doing TV, make sure you have one of the smartest tech guys in the world by your side.
Okay.
Because this guy, I'm not going to give him his name,
right,
showed me the world of technology. So, as I'm deciding to do this live on my Instagram, you know, and thank God before I got into that, they decided to give me a blue check.
Okay.
So that helped out my situation. Yeah. So as I'm doing that, Monday to Friday, I'm on at 10 o'clock playing music. Now, in the beginning of these stages, yes, I was getting cut off a couple of times because of copyright. But I also learned that Instagram and most of the record labels that know me personally or know who I am or did their homework about me, whitelisted me.
Ah. Okay.
One day I was blackballed, now I'm
whitelisted.
Right? So I was like, but at the same time I'm like, whitelisted, but I'm black. You know what that means? I'm just fucking around. They was like, well, EPPS, that means that the label know who you are and they fuck with you.
And they're not going to hit you with the copyright.
They're not going to hit you with the copyright.
That's really
they're
good.
going to let you ride out.
That's
just
really
like
good.
they do with D-Nice.
Because it's to their convenience, obviously.
Correct. And for some way, somehow, their Instagram is going to, the music is going to get picked up.
Right.
So they know that you're breaking their record. They know it's in for good manner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're going to get the points for it.
Of course.
So now record labels started hitting me up.
Ooh.
Other ones that I haven't even been in touch with.
Wow.
They realize, we see what you're doing. We need you to play this record for us.
Yeah.
Guess what? That comes with a check.
Nice.
So now I learned how to make money in that room, that red room, without even leaving the driveway.
Congratulations. That's some
I
dope
figured that part out, you know what I mean? And now Instagram also gave me something called badges.
Okay.
Where people, while I'm on the show, I click on badges, and while I'm on the show, people are just tipping me money.
Oh, so like a super chat, on YouTube, okay.
And every 15 minutes, when you're getting tipped like that, and you stay on, most people stay on their live for 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I stay on for an hour.
Wow.
So that 15 minutes of badges money that comes in accumulates to more money to a point that every first of the month, Facebook, which is owned by Instagram, sends me a check, a big check. You know what I mean? So now,
lovely.
I learned how to.
You learn how to monetize it.
Yeah, make it a business.
That's really good.
And then so my tech guy's like, now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you. He said, I need you to purchase another computer. You know what I mean? Right. So I got me another computer just like that. And he puts an OBS program on there.
Right, the OBS, yeah.
Yeah, and now when I go live on Instagram, I go live
through OBS,
Twitch, Facebook Live, YouTube Live.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now they got me in touch with Roku TV, Apple TV, Samsung.
Wow, what a blessing, man! That is
even smart TVs that we never ever heard of. That's in Asia, Australia.
Those people are hitting you up.
They hitting me up. So all of that, those numbers come through my Instagram. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I get a high audience. And most of them can't comment because they're in their living room watching it. They don't really have a keyboard.
Right.
The ones that can comment is the ones that's actually on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Devices, yeah.
So and he taught me.
Crazy,
he taught me that's the new wave of radio, monetizing, Instagram. So you said it yourself. My middle name should be consistent. You have to be consistent with that Instagram thing.
Right. D-Nice,
he's consistent, but at the same time, D-Nice is like the Godfather. He don't need to be on every day.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
You're on it every day.
I'm on it every day because I decided
What time to what time?
Monday to Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
So I decided to do that because it's a radio station.
Right.
And at the end,
right.
the end of the day, artists need their music played.
Yeah.
A lot of artists don't have that bag to go to 99 Jams or Hot 97 or Power 105.
Shit, I can relate.
They don't have that. So now it makes it easier for me to get all these guys to come hit me up and send me a check to play their music, because I have a live audience right in front of me.
Right.
It's almost a stadium, about 1,000, 2,000. Sometimes that shit hits up to 8,000 people watching me.
Beautiful. Wow.
In 1 hour. And these guys are right there commenting in your face. Yo, how do you feel about this record? Give me the fire emojis everywhere. They're giving fire emojis.
Nice.
Some give the thumbs down. You're getting the views right in front of your face when EPPS is playing.
Right there, bam.
How can, you know what I mean? And I'm shouting out. I see people coming in. Oh, good looking out for the follow.
Right.
Everything's right there in your face to the T. Like, you know what I mean? So that's what make the DJ EPPS Friends show awesome, you know what I mean, and it works, and
it does.
And
it does.
Yeah, you know what I mean, and I learned how to make it into a business. Most importantly, throughout the pandemic. So the pandemic could be a good thing,
right?
But it was also a bad thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? I mean, as an artist, I can relate. It was a period where, a lot of us were trying to find ourselves. What's the next step?
Mm-hmm.
And for a lot of for me personally, it worked as getting me to do more music and a lot more inspiration and just like trying to get more music done, trying to work towards this was getting built. You know what I mean? So I was helping here. We have me and my partner have another studio over in Miami Lakes. We have a rehearsal studio and a recording studio there, and we cater a little bit more to the Latino thing. A lot of salsa bands, merengue bands rehearse there. We do a lot of stuff with Grupo Nietzsche. We've done a lot of artists, a lot of Latino artists. So it was just a moment for me to be able to focus on that a little bit more during the pandemic and find myself. So I can definitely relate, and to see you come out of that and, like you said, make a business out of it. You're eating, and you're also you're putting I would say a boulder, but your grain of salt you're in Spanish. We have this little saying that says un granito, todo el mundo pone un granito de arena and it makes una playa, right? So everybody puts a little grain of sand and it makes a beach. And here you are putting your boulder of sand in, and you're making the movement. You're helping the movement. I see also that you have your new website up, right? Yeah,
DJEPPS.com is up right now. It's up and running.
What do you do through the website? Tell me a little bit about the website.
The website right now, it's more of making sure that you see my brand is official. It's one of the what I was learning too as I was growing up is that most artists, definitely DJs, need a PR. I never had a PR.
You're your own PR.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But at the same time, as I'm growing and I'm doing things, I needed a PR. So I got
a team, right?
Yeah, I needed a team. I got myself a PR. Shout to Brandstar. And, they helped build the website to make sure my brand looks more clean, more official.
Sure.
More bookings come through lately
because of the website.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So if people, they need a DJ from Miami, I'm the first one to pop up. You know what I mean? Because my shit is up there. It's official. It's highly recommended.
So your website is like a window into DJ EPPS and the movement. And the
you know what I mean?
Movement.
You can find out my events. You can find out what I'm about. You can book me through there. You can see the celebrities I'm with and all of that. So it definitely helps out. You know what I mean? So big shout to my team, Brandstar, and everybody. Log on to DJEPPS.com and check it out.
That's what's up, man. Aside from the website, let them know where they can get you on the show's social media.
At DJ EPPS everything, you know what I mean? The Facebook, YouTube Live, what else, man? The Twitch, at DJ EPPS. Once again, Monday to Friday on Instagram or all my social media, you have DJ EPPS and Friends show at 10 p.m. Eastern. We bring celebrities, interviews. I do live mix shows. I do indie Thursdays. I do new music Mondays. Fridays, sometimes 2 hours, I rock out for the whole world.
Dope.
Yeah,
dope,
man.
Dope.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's a whole show. So at DJ EPPS.
Okay, so look, before we go, two things I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Two final questions. First of all, what would you, if you had some advice for DJs that are coming into the game right now, what would that be?
Man, definitely, you know, like you said, consistent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Be consistent. Be humble. Don't think that you know it all. Don't think that you all that. You know what I mean? Keep your head leveled.
Yeah.
That's why everybody fucks with me. Like, you know what I mean? They're not afraid to come approach me. They're not afraid to come talk to me, fuck with me, whatever.
Right.
And this time of age, you know, you got to keep your eyes open, man, because you don't know who's who these days. And
sure.
There are haters, and they could be in your family. They could be, you know what I mean? You know,
when you least expect them.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. So you know, just keep your eyes open, and you just grind and hustle, man. Just grind and hustle, man, and whatever you do, whatever you put in your hard work into, it's gonna come back to you all the time. And for different people, man, you might be at the right place, right time, but you know, you always pray and everything, man, and things is gonna happen for you regardless, man. Just like how, out of the blue, who said I was going to be the official DJ for Montel Williams?
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like that. Once again, that
Another
was not in my playbook.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Hero, right?
Another hero, the king of talk shows. And you know,
I saw those pics, man. You were there with Vanilla Ice and everything.
Yeah, man. You know,
wow.
we got to interview Vanilla Ice. We had Dwayne Wade Sr. We talked about. We have a new show called Competitive Edge about to drop at the end of the quarter. And
nice.
Yeah, so you know, Montel.
Big plug.
Yeah, you know, he went through what he went through, but he's now coming back into the talk show field.
Okay.
It's a little different. It's more one-on-one with the artist and or the guest.
Yeah.
And they talking about, you know, the competitive edge, you know what I mean? Such like how you was talking to me and I basically showed you my competitive edge.
Sure.
How I stay in the game and whatnot.
Yeah,
you know
that's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Yeah, what a pleasure to have you here. Really, really awesome talking with you. You know, a lot of people hit me up and just wanted to say hello to you. My wife.
Oh man.
DJ All the Wicked.
Tell the family I said what up. DJ, what up, man? All the Wicked, what's up, man?
For sure.
Everybody in Europe and all my Latinos, man. Everybody here in Miami, Florida. I appreciate the love, man, and thank you.
Keep it up, brother. Keep it up, man. You are a true star, man.
Thank you, fam.
And yeah, man, that's what it is. You already know. D'shon El Villano live, Dagr8fm Latino.com. This is the Bad Guy Show. We'll be back on Sunday, 8 p.m.
Estás escuchando The Bad Guy Show.